What? Welcome to season 3, episode 1 of the AA Travel Talk Show. Yep, we're back, and we're back broadcasting live from our virtual studio here in Backcountry, Canada. It's so good to be in the chair talking Canada with Canada Adventure Seekers. Yuppers, the poutine eating, toque wearing, moose calling Canuck Adventure Travel Show is back, and we brought you some Maple Leaf friends with us too. Every Wednesday, we now will be beaming down our show from our duct tape Cobro satellite in the northern lights of Canada. So sit back, relax as we talk Canada, Canadianisms, authentic adventures, and yes, new to the show, bucket list items. So have that phone ready because you will need to bookmark these bucket lists. My blood is pumping with Maple Leaf Red running through my veins. This is a true, no strong, and free live broadcast. And if you don't know who I am, you will real soon when you tune in every Wednesday. My name is Greg Girard, and joining me tonight is co-host, Canada Adventure Seeker Cora Lee Rennie. And she is going to talk about adventures and travel hacks in the beautiful province of Newfoundland, Canada, which for you newbies, if you're not from Canada, that is on the beautiful east coast of our country. So, Corley, thank you for joining us tonight on the Experience Newfoundland segment of the Travel Talk Show. Maybe, if we are so lucky, if you would be so kind as to tell us a little bit about yourself and maybe tease us a little bit about the wonderful province that you do live in.
Hi, Greg. Thanks so much for having me. And like we say here in Newfoundland, how's you getting on, me old cocky? I can on me southwester. Yeah, my name is Cora Lee Rennie. I'm a Canada Adventure Seeker, and I am from Newfoundland and Labrador, Canada. I grew up on the Burin Peninsula of the island here, from a tiny rural community called Little Bay, just outside of Marystown. And I've worked away as a registered nurse across Canada for the last 20 years. And recently, since I moved back home to Newfoundland about 5 years ago, and during that time, I've been re-exploring my island home here in Newfoundland all over again. Like I'm a tourist at home, basically again. And I'm having so much fun at that. The hiking here on the island is, absolutely breathtaking. So many trail systems. I'm living in Twillingate right now, actually, right along the famous Iceberg Alley.
Yes!
I spent all summer trying to figure out where I wanted to live, and this is where I ended up, right up on North Twillingate Island, right on the tip of her.
Wow. And you're enjoying life there too, right?
Love it.
Yeah. So, just for you viewers that are tuning in there from Canada and from across the world in this great world that we live in, I have put Cora Lee's link in the chat room. If you are on one of the socials that does not have the chat, I will be sharing it later on in the show. Please visit Cora Lee online. She has everything. She's been very busy girl, traveling Newfoundland, exploring Newfoundland. She's all over the map. She's got everything on her profile that she's seen. I highly suggest if you are seeking and looking to explore the great province of Newfoundland, Cora Lee is your source, and you can find her at the Newfoundland section of our site. So, couple things. You can feel free. Please participate in the conversations if you are on one of the socials that have the chat feature. We would like to hear some questions, and Cora Lee will definitely put up her hand and try and answer them for you. And we're here to make sure that you enjoy the show as much as Cora Lee and I are enjoying the show. And this is a live show. So we're hoping, and we both talked about this in the green room, we're hoping there's some bloopers coming along because that always makes a show that much more interesting. So as I was saying about Cora Lee, your profile is loaded. And just looking at the last month in your Newfoundland, you've gone camping on the Avalon Peninsula. You went and had a trip to Fogo Island. You had a van road tripping adventure. You attended a kitchen party, of all things, and a whole lot more. But, however, tonight, we have decided to talk about lighthouses. We are going to put a spotlight on Newfoundland. Now, that's my first lame joke of the night, and that's my only joke of the night. So we'll cut it at that. There are 55 lighthouses last time I counted in Newfoundland, and I believe you want to share with us a little bit about a classic one that you've been visiting recently. Why don't you give us a little rundown on how that all went?
So I'm living in Twillingate right now, like I said, on Iceberg Alley, and the Longpoint Lighthouse here in Twillingate is one of the most popular and most visited heritage lighthouse sites on the island here in Newfoundland. And I love, it's not too far from where I live, so I love going up to the lighthouse and taking in the spectacular views from the trails around there. It's the cliffs are spectacular, and there's a lot of hiking there. And there's some viewing platforms at the site where you can look at whale watch, and look out for the icebergs. The icebergs float right down by there, and it's actually an amazing spot to watch icebergs.
Wow.
And upstairs, you can go in the lighthouse itself. I haven't been in the lighthouse yet, but I'm going back to go in because the White's Emporium is a local art. They're local artist here, and they create the most beautiful driftwood art of humpback whales and quilts on clotheslines, and it's just the most beautiful art. So I want a humpback whale for my new home.
Yeah. That's a nice thing is you've got nature providing all of the entertainment everywhere you go, right?
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think what we do is I do believe we have a clip here of you actually doing the boots on the ground research, because that's what we do here is we just don't talk it, we live it. And Cora Lee has lived it. So here we go. We're gonna let Cora Lee take you on a little tour of this classic lighthouse in Newfoundland.
Cora Lee Rennie here at the Longpoint Lighthouse in Twillingate, Newfoundland, Labrador, Canada, on Iceberg Alley. Check out the spectacular views.
I can't get over this cliff. Good selection of tunes. Maple Leaf Red Lighthouse. Perfect. Wow. You know what I really like about that lighthouse is that it's maple leaf red. I really like that. That's always going to score points.
Oh yeah, you gotta have a red lighthouse.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's brick and it's brick too, if you notice that.
It's brick and the cliff, so it's way up on the point, right?
So the lighthouse, yes, it's right up on top of all those big cliffs, and it's still an active lighthouse and a big part of the community here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone enjoys going up there for a lookout.
Yeah. So if I was a traveler and I knew nothing about the geography of Newfoundland, how would I get to the lighthouse? What's my best option?
So most people, when they travel to Newfoundland and Labrador, fly into the capital city of St. John's through St. John's International Airport. So Twillingate is probably about a 4.5 hour drive, I guess.
Oh, I bet you that's the journey is almost as good as the destination.
It's a beautiful drive, but watch out for the potholes.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
And is it free?
What do you mean?
Is it free to go inside the lighthouse or is it tour?
I think it's free to go inside. I think there's a coffee shop in there. I actually haven't been inside yet. Yeah.
Well, the coffee works.
Yeah, but the light on top of the lighthouse, look, it's still a functioning lighthouse, and the style of the lighthouse is actually British.
Oh, wild!
Yeah, when I was researching it, the way in which it's built with the brick and the light at the top, yeah, it has British heritage. Yeah.
Okay.
Of like Newfoundland's historic ties with Britain. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We've got a comment here from Charmaine Bailey. Hello, Charmaine. Thanks for joining the show. And she says she loves Twillingate. And then
hi, Charmaine.
And then we got another one here who's decided to join us. She goes, hello. She's actually from Twillingate. So how many Twillingatians do we got here?
Well, guess what?
Ah,
Do you see that? I love Twilly.
yeah, yeah. So thanks for joining the show, Denise. Thank you very much. And of course, we have my co-bro partner in crime, Mr. Colin Girard, has joined us, and he just loves your accent.
Hey, me all
Exactly. So again, we encourage people to participate, and if you got any questions, now's the time. Or if you do want to just think about a question, then you can always contact Cora Lee on her profile, which we put into the chat there. So make sure if you've got a question, you might as well hit her up. She'll be able to answer it. She's pretty much had boots on the ground all her life over there, and she's working it. So I've got a question for Cora Lee here. It's sort of like a genie in a bottle question, right? It's sort of, say, if you're from Canada, let's put it in a Canadianism term, you're like a bear in the woods. So if you had one wish tonight to share a bucket list adventure with our viewers, what would you recommend for us to add to our bucket list in Newfoundland?
My God, there's so many amazing things to do here, and I had a really hard time trying to decide this one. Of course,
Oh, yeah?
whale watching and iceberg watching, of course, they're right up there on the top. But what I selected was the Gros Morne Mountain hike to the summit. I've been there, I've done it, and got the. I love it. Did you climb the mountain?
No, me and Colin went on the Green Gardens Trail and almost died.
Oh,
It was a lot harder than we thought.
Yeah,
absolutely gorgeous.
So yeah, the Green Gardens Trail was actually closed when I was there for repairs, I believe. It was some storm damage, and I haven't been able to do that one. But Gros Morne Mountain Summit Trail, oh boy, she's a tough one.
I bet.
Do not underestimate the mountain. It's it's very humble. It's very humbling.
Yeah.
The hike is 17 kilometers round trip. I had a lot all day to do it. You don't want to get stuck in the dark up there. And also, if you get an injury, if you like sprain your ankle or break your ankle, I think on the mountain you got to pay for a chopper to come retrieve you. I'm pretty sure. So when I climbed the mountain, I was like, oh my God, I really hope I don't have to get airlifted off this mountain.
Yeah. But obviously you made it. You made it, and you've got some very interesting and beautiful clip here of you enjoying it. So is there anything you want to add before I play that clip, Cora Lee?
I do. I just wanted to add that Gros Morne Mountain actually stands for Big Lone Mountain. And that's pretty much and it's pretty much what it is. It's this big, huge mountain. It's beautiful site in Gros Morne National Park. And the second highest peak, the summit, I think, is 806 meters, maybe. Trying to think that sounds right. But it's the second highest peak, with Lewis Hills, the Cabox, being the highest point in Newfoundland.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Is that where the video takes us? Is to the highest point in Newfoundland?
Second highest, Gros Morne Summit.
Okay.
So you're going to be looking in the video. You'll be looking down at the fjords and the glacially carved landscape. It's stunning.
Okay.
And all the leaves are turned for fall. It's beautiful. Yeah.
Yep. So let's since Cora Lee's done such a great job teasing us about Gros Morne National Park, I think it's only due that we show you some real live intro, some video that Cora Lee has shared with us, and I think you guys are going to be in love with this. And this is a bucket list item, so make sure if you've got your phone, or if you're old school like some of us and you have pen and pencil and paper, then write that down on that bucket list. But here's Cora Lee in action.
It's Canada adventure seeker Cora Lee Rennie Check out the amazing views from on top of Gros Morne Mountain in Gros Morne National Park, Newfoundland and Labrador, Canada.
Unbelievable. Bucket list item.
How about that landscape?
Unbelievable. Like the cliffs are just dropping dead good, beautiful things to look at.
You got to be up there to appreciate it.
Yeah. It's obvious, right? So how long was that trail to get there? Do you know offhand?
The total hike was 17 kilometers.
Holy.
Return. I think it's about 4.5 kilometers in through the woods just to get to the base of the mountain, of Gros Morne Mountain.
Yeah.
And then you start the climb up the gully, and that's that big rock chute that you see in all the photos, and that's quite challenging. And there's a big sign at the bottom of the mountain saying, "Do not proceed if there's fog."
If there's what?
Fog.
Okay.
Because you can't, the top of the mountain summit is often covered with fog, and the views are, if it's foggy, you're not going to get those great views. Anyway, I proceeded in the fog. Because I don't listen.
Go ahead.
I don't listen well.
Yeah. I think it's pretty awesome. It's pretty beautiful, and you're so fortunate, and we are fortunate that you're sharing that with us almost every day on the Travel Talk community. I mean, we're all fortunate seekers, travelers, everybody, for your input and your insight. Maybe just before, is there anything you want to close us off with, Cora Lee? Is there something you want to share with us? Anything exciting? Any news? Any goosebump moments?
Yeah, I just wanted to say a special thank you to my friends Jordan Harnum and Joelle Sunshine, whose house I'm kind of hosting this talk show in here at the moment.
Yeah. Well, you're on location.
On location, and also recently here in Twillingate, this past weekend. The Rock Cut Trail Systems, the beautiful trail system around the coastline here. They just hosted an ultra marathon.
Whoa!
Yeah, so it was this past Saturday, and it was a 50-kilometer trail race around the coastline. And I want to say congratulations to Wayne Walsh. He was the winner of the ultra marathon. Congratulations, Wayne.
Yeah.
And
I need an applause button.
Yeah, he done it in record time, I heard. Yeah, there's a 12-hour time limit, I believe, to finish the 50-kilometer trail race, and I think he done it in like 5.
Wow.
Something crazy. He's an animal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's exciting. How many people do you figure attended the race? It's first year, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure how many people were there because I ended up back in Dildo. That's a whole other story.
I think that's a whole next show next month.
Dildo.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Fantastic. So what do we got here? We got another comment here from a fellow seeker. If I had a chance to visit Twillingate, Newfoundland, is there one not to be missed thing I could see, do, or experience there? What would be your top recommendation? And that's from Sonia Richmond, who is a fellow seeker.
Hi, Sonia. So I'm new to the Twillingate area myself, so I'm still actively exploring Twillingate, but I would highly recommend Longpoint Lighthouse and taking one of the boat tours. There's multiple boat tour companies here in town, and I have not been out in the boat yet. I'm dying to get out. And the Rock Cut Trail System. Yeah, there's 25 kilometers of coastal trail there. I'm dying to get out on. There's historic root cellars everywhere. Art studios. There's just so much to do here.
Yeah.
I don't think I can pick one thing.
See, that's the right answer, right? Sonia,
I
you should
can.
know
I
that.
don't
How do
wanna-
you
I don't
pick
want-
one thing?
I don't want to leave anyone out. There's so much to do here. I can't wait to get out and get at it all.
Yeah.
Come to
yeah,
Old House shows. Check out a show.
yeah.
Live, they have live shows here at Old House shows. Musicians come in and perform in the living room. It's awesome.
I've seen your kitchen parties, and I'm going to tell you that is definitely just a kitchen party with you would be a bucket list item.
Oh yeah. If there's anyone now that knows how to host a kitchen party, Greg, is me.
Uh-huh. I can
Oh.
see it. I can see it. Well, thank you, Cora Lee, for sitting in and co-hosting so elegantly this week on the A Travel Talk Show and sharing your historic lighthouse and, of course, Gros Morne National Park. Cannot wait to hook up again in a month or so for more Newfoundland love. I think that's awesome. And remember, you can follow Cora Lee. Her link again, I just put it into the chat room. Check out her profile because these are two things out of many, 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 many more. So if you want to look at photo galleries, videos, any type of post of any sort that Cora Lee's been putting up about Newfoundland, please go to the link in the chat. Or if you don't, I put it up on the screen. You can go to the community and you can click right on Cora Lee and check it out there. Thank you. Thank you to all the viewers who have tuned in now and who are going to be watching this later. You guys and ladies all rock. Let us stay Canadian, be Canadian, share this broadcast with others. It is super important to keep our tourism 100%. It's super important that we support influencers and people who are passionately talking, experiencing, and exploring our beautiful land. So support the right people because remember, people out there, you are what you listen to. And join us next week, Wednesday, October 11th at 7 p.m. Eastern, which is 4 p.m. Pacific. And Canada Adventure Seeker Lisa Muldoon will be joining us to share tips, bucket list hacks about Ontario, Canada travel and adventures. We will see you again. And Cora Lee, do you want to say anything before I log out here?
Long may your big jib draw. Look.
There you go.
I wanted to ask you. This is a real fish. Have
You got to kiss it.
No, you gotta kiss it, not me.
I thought that's what you guys did in Newfoundland.
So it's supposed to be a cod, but I got a mackerel because that's all that was in the freezer, and it stinks and it's dripping mackerel juice all over my desk. It wasn't supposed to go this way. This is your paper. The fish tied out on me.
There you go. Yeah, the Newfoundland cod kiss. Only here on the Travel Talk Show. Thank you, everyone. We will see you next week. It's been a blast. Cora Lee, you rock. Keep rocking, and we'll talk soon. Maple Leaf out, everyone. Canada rocks. You rock. Peace out.
Peace out, Greg.